So here we go, the first video review. I don't know how we're going to do this thing, so it's going to be kind of, well, I suppose a little bit choppy, maybe a little shaky. I might get out of focus a little bit here and there, but we'll keep working on that over time. Anyway, this is the first video review I've ever done, and it is for the Levenger Plumpster. Let's call a spade a spade. This is the biggest, baddest pen that I've probably ever held on to. This is giant, really is. I've got, for those of you who know me in person, I've got some big hands. I have, you know, good sized hands. I mean, my wedding ring is a size 13, I think, maybe even a 14. And you can see how this fits in my hand. It's a big pen, almost an inch wide in diameter. I think it's 7/8 of an inch, and weighs 50 grams. So it's heavy, and I kind of like that. I didn't think that I would. Here you can see a little bit of detail on the pen itself, and what you'll see there is a little bit different design. Obviously this is a little bit different than the True Writer. Actually, I have a True Writer right here. There's the fairly standard True Writer, and this is a little bit different, maybe a little I don't know, a little more elegant. The way I've described this before is basically if the True Writer is, you know, the manager, then this is either the CEO or the chairman of the board. This is a big pen, takes no prisoners, makes no excuses for why it's here. I think Levenger was probably going for kind of a little bit more executive feel for this pen, and frankly I think they got it. Here's a little close-up of the nib. It's a pretty good sized nib. It's about the same size as the one that you might find on let's say a Conklin Durograph, or let's see, you might find a nib this size on the modern Parker Duofolds, and you know, some of those kind of pens. So it's a good sized nib, and as a result, you know, it writes nice, it looks nice. They've got, I don't know if the camera's going to be able to pick this up or not. We'll give it a shot. There it is, comes into focus. They've got a little bit different nib design than they do on the True Writer, and I like it personally. But here, let's take a look at a few more design features. We got a metal barrel, or we got a metal, for lack of a better term, butt to the pen. We got the metal section. I didn't think that I was going to like this. I thought it was going to be a little slippery in my fingers, but in all honesty, it actually feels pretty good. It's not bad. This little, I don't know, flare here at the top of the section is kind of nice because it kind of holds your hands while you're writing it. Let's see if I can write and take video at the same time. And you saw a little bit of a skip there, but I've had this thing uncapped for a little while. This is Pelican Brilliant Brown, by the way. And this is a broad nib, and it writes pretty true to size. It's fairly close to a couple of other broad nibs that I have. It's not quite as wide as the one that I have for the Levenger True Writer, but those kind of, I think those run maybe a little on the broad side anyway. So anyway, let's take a look, a couple other looks at a couple other things here. One thing that I really like about this pen is we're looking at the barrel of the cap, or the capped barrel here, and you can see this is thick resin. This is nice, thick, heavy-duty plastic. The clip is, good grief, I don't know if I've ever seen a tougher clip anywhere. This thing, once you put it into a shirt pocket, it isn't going anywhere unless you decide to take it out. We got a nice cap band, and I like what they did with putting Levenger right there on it. I think it looks pretty nice, and It's, I believe, kind of silk screened on, because you can't really feel it. It's not carved in, or it's not inset at all, but it looks nice. I don't think that we'll have a problem with it wearing away. I mean, obviously I'll, keep playing with it, keep writing with it, and see what happens, but and time will tell. But basically, big, heavy pen, 50 grams, writes real nice, comes with a converter and let's see, the one I ordered came with a black cartridge of ink. I'm not much of a black ink guy, but that's what they package, basically as the standard. So hang on a second, I'm going to turn this thing off and then line it up with a couple others so you can kind of get an idea of how big this thing stacks up next to something that maybe you own. Hang on.